Hello, everyone. I am pleased to share with you some ideas about music research in Paraguay based on the final degree projects in music at the Universidad Nacional de Asunción. The undergraduate level musical education in the Paraguayan public system began in 2009 with the creation of the bachelor's degree in music at the Universidad Nacional de Asunción School of Architecture, Design and Arts. This is the only undergraduate music program in Paraguay that requires in the final thesis an insight into the ongoing events concerning Paraguayan music, ensuring that its graduates contribute to the documentation and consolidation of the country's musical history with a critical perspective and rigorous methodological structures. López Cano in San Cristobal in 2014 reflected on the changes that educational reforms have caused through the 1990s and the 2000s in Latin America and Europe, respectively, regarding the integration of research in music programs and the complexity of standardizing the investigative perspective as it relates to the arts. Once music education reaches a higher education level, it must follow the institution's three main pillars: teaching, university outreach, and research. In this context, Paraguay is no exception to the rule, given that its higher education management entities include a bachelor's degree final project as a requirement for the completion of undergraduate studies. The results presented in this document are part of a broader and ongoing investigation that aims to account for the topics, theories, methodologies, and aspects of institutional management linked to the research conducted in the thesis mentioned. This document also aims to highlight the trends that exist among the graduates' selection of topics. A mixed qualitative and quantitative research approach is proposed, which is descriptive and exploratory in scope and characterized by the application of document analysis techniques. From 2014 through 2023, 79 theses have been conducted at the Universidad Nacional de Asunción, the School of Architecture, Design and Arts, FADA UNA by its initial in Spanish. The topics, titles, keywords, abstracts, and conclusion of the investigation were analyzed and the totality of the subject matters was addressed. The trends in research topics can be grouped into 8 themes or categories. Table 1 contains a categorization model based on the analyzed data. As far as the analysis of musical repertoire, which is the most investigated category today, the artistic production of 22 Paraguayan composers whose languages are diverse in style, genre, influence, and form have been investigated. In the second category, violin and voice are the most studied instruments, whereas among the ensembles, the string quartet is the most examined. Experiences in musical education and the interpretation of popular music, categories 3 and 4 respectively, are related to categories 1 and 2, providing a perspective from the educational as well as the interpretative aspects of repertoire, instruments, and ensemble. Regarding the less addressed categories, musicians' health, orchestral conducting, workforce, and ethnic music, it is possible to reflect on the development of skills that are relevant to these topics. Strongly linked to interdisciplinary professional activities, categories 5, 6, 7, and 8 require a broad perspective of these careers as they relate to their environment and to other disciplines as well. Although the diversity of topics addressed in the thesis is wide, the trend in the choice of research topics can be arranged into 8 categories. The reason behind the most researched topics may be linked to the number of students and graduates from the careers offered at the university, since most of them focus on performance. The topics addressed in the thesis provide information on two fronts. Internally, it allows evaluation of competencies that were achieved during the course and how these respond to the reality of the workplace and the management of musical knowledge. Externally, it is useful information so as to establish research initiatives, develop graduate education programs, and design collective endeavors that strengthen the academic context of higher education as it relates to the arts in Paraguay. Some of the sources consulted for this analysis were from the National Agency for Evaluation and Accreditation of Higher Education, also by Lopez Cano and San Cristobal, Artistic Research in Music, Problems, Methods, Experiences, and Models, and from the National Council of the Higher Education, the Guide for the Creation Process of Higher Education Institution, as well as high school technical diploma, undergraduate, and graduate programs. Thank you all for your time and attention. Aguye. Muchas gracias.